Okay, in this video I'm going to talk to you about how to use templates and how to set up macros in those templates. So this is a sample Podio item that was created by PodioTools, and so we're going to go ahead and click on the blue arrow to go to the reply form. Once we're in the reply form, you'll always notice that this little dialog pops up to remind us about any templates that we may have or that we may want to use templates. So let's create our first template. So let's say that you wanted to write an email to someone and you wanted to say, well, in this case we're going to address it to John because John is the person that we're responding to. So, dear John, thank you for your question. Okay, and what we could do then is if you select this text and then click on the templates icon, you can create this template. You can create it as a template. So you have to have some text selected in the WYSIWYG editor, and then you can save it as an application template or as an organization template. So the app template would save it along with this particular app. So if this is your sales leads app, it would save it in it would save it as a template in the sales lead app. If it was a tech support app, it would save it as a tech support template, or you can save it as an organization template, which means that it's saved across all of your apps. So it may be a standard reply that you want to have for all of your apps. You can create it as an organization template. We're going to go ahead and click on create as an app template, and then it's going to ask us what we want to name this. So we will just call this template 1 and press OK. We're going to wait for just a second and let the list of templates refresh, and it has refreshed, and so now we have template 1. And so if I go back over here and delete this text and then go to my templates and go down to template 1 and just click on it right here, then there is our saved text. Okay, well that's great, but we typically are not going to want to just save a template with a hard-coded name in it. We want to actually configure it so that it has so that it pulls the name from whoever the recipient is. So in order to do that, we're going to use macros. And so if you click on this last icon here, you will see the list of macros. So you have all these different macros that you can use. First, you have a set of recipient macros. These are macros that have to do with the person that sent in the email originally. And then you have your Podio app item fields, which are fields that exist in your Podio app. So if this is your sales leads app, you're going to have the fields that you had defined in your sales leads app. So these, the product name, priority, etc., these are all fields that exist in in this particular tech support app. This item ID will always be an option for you, and this is the Podio item ID, which is a kind of a long string of numbers, but it can be used as a ticket field if you want to use that. And then you have your Podio user profile macros, and these are fields that are related to the person that's actually sending the email. So if you use the username or the title or the email, these are all based on the person that's actually sending the email. Okay. So what I can do here is I can just go ahead and grab the first name and copy that to my clipboard, or I can just remember what it is and come over here and replace this right here. Now sometimes it'll actually pull in the bullet and so you'll actually paste in the bullet. You just have to delete that. But if we now take this text, so now I'm going to show you how to update a macro or template. We're going to go down to our template 1 and we're going to click on this icon here, which is to save the currently selected text to this template so that it overwrites the template. And wait for that to refresh, and then I'll scroll back down and click on template 1, and you can see it actually replaced first name with John. And just to show you that that is still, or the macro, it pulled that text from the macro, I'm going to go here and I'm going to click on this pencil icon, which is to load the raw template into the editor, allowing you to modify the macro. So if I do that, I can see the raw template again, and I can go ahead and modify anything that I want about the template. All right, let's go ahead and look at this other template. It's a little bit more advanced. I'm going to click on sample template. Actually, I'm going to click on the edit icon so you can actually see or we have dear first name, and then we have scheduled the completion of your product by due date. Your product manager is product manager. So these are two fields that I had defined in this particular app that are specific to this app, and you're going to have your fields that are specific to your app that you may want to include in your emails. And so now if we remove that and actually have it replace, so I'm going to click on sample template, or you can click this plus sign. It's the same, does the same thing. It actually pastes the text in and does any substitutions for those macros. So you can see it says Dear John, and we've scheduled completion of your product for this date. Your product manager is Patrick Style, and if I go and look back at the Podio item, you will see that the product manager is Patrick Style and the due date is February 1st. So it's pulling those in dynamically, and using this you can do a lot of really great things to send all different kinds of kind of automated responses or standard responses. And just a note here, you can also do some formatting in this text. So let's go back to our sample here and click on the edit icon. So for example, if you wanted to make this bold, you can do that. So I'll just make these two fields bold, and I'll go ahead and save this back again. So you just have to remember that you always have to select the text before you can update it. So I'm going to update this again. And there we go. So you can do some formatting, some color changes, put things in bullets, whatever kind of HTML formatting you want. And when it gets replaced, it'll just replace the macro and everything should work great. Okay, let me know if you have any questions. You can send an email to support@PodioTools.com. I'll be glad to answer your questions. Thank you.